hate this class. Public speaking. I need some help, man. Can somebody come help me? So, like, what is public speaking? Isn't it just like talking?
Public speaking is telling a story for maximum impact. Public speaking requires more formal language. Speaking to 20 to 30 people is different from speaking to your friend.
Alright.
They are all not going to understand your slang and bad grammar.
Okay, but that's basically like code switching. I just get straight to the point anyway.
There is a lot that plays a part in this, including a time limit and the audience. You should keep everything in order as well, and don't go scrambling main points.
Alright, thanks. Let's start.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is determine what your speech is going to be about. You have to choose a topic.
How?
Well, there's several different options for topics you could do. A great option is topics you know a lot about, using your knowledge and experience, or focus on topics that you want to know more about. You can make it a learning experience for you and your audience using additional research and pre-existing knowledge.
How do I figure out a topic to do though?
I recommend brainstorming, generating ideas by free association or words and thoughts, creating a personal inventory of your interests and hobbies, and or searching the internet by keywords to help you come up with possible topics.
Alright, great. So, how do I gather information on my topic?
Well, to gather materials and find information on your topic, you would want to use your own knowledge and experience. This is useful since it is the information you are already knowledgeable about. For an example, since you like football, you could rather gather lots of information on football easily. You could also use tools around you, like going to the library and using books relating to your topic as a resource. There are various tools in the library you could use to help find the perfect books. For example, you could use a catalog, which is a listing of all the books, periodicals, and other resources owned by the library. Or you could use a call number, which is a number used in libraries to classify books and where they can be found on the shelves. You could also use interviews as a way to gain information on your topic. For an example, if your topic is on football, you could do a research interview on football coaches or players. A research interview is an interview that is conducted to gather information for a speech.
Okay. I need help writing the body of my speech.
Alright, so when you are writing the body of your speech, you need to keep a few things in mind.
Okay, what are they?
Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you decide how many main points you're going to have in your speech. Most speeches typically have 3 main points, but they can vary depending on your topic. You have to put those points in the correct order to make sure your speech is organized and it flows.
Okay, that helps, but I need more details.
Alright. So next thing you're going to want to add is your supporting materials. These materials are going to relate to each of the main points that you have provided, and they will make up the majority of your speech. When you're adding the supporting materials, you have to be careful to stay on topic and be aware of the time that you have to complete your speech.
Okay. Now I'm ready to write the body.
Wait, you have to add connectives. These are phrases or paragraphs that would be in between each main point to let the audience know you are moving on to a new idea. Some examples of connectives would be transitions, internal previews or summaries, and signpost.
But I really need to know how I should make an introduction.
So when you're making an introduction, you're going to have to do a few things. First, you're going to have to get the audience attention, and there's a few ways to do that. You could relate the topic to them, you could state the importance, or you could startle them.
Alright, I can start them.
This will get them to pay attention and will be focused and ready to hear more about your speech. Next, you're going to arouse their curiosity by asking them a question, saying a quotation, or telling a story.
Okay, so what do I have to do next?
Alright, so now that you've got their attention and you arouse their curiosity, you're going to have to reveal your topic. You must clearly state your topic so the audience isn't left wondering if you do not make it clear throughout your speech. Next, you will establish your credibility by stating why you're qualified to give this speech on a specific topic. From there, you could preview the body of your speech, and that wraps up the introduction.
Alright, so I think I'm ready to make my introduction. How do I make the conclusion though?
So when you're making the conclusion, you're gonna want to let the audience know when you have reached the end of the speech. From there, you briefly reinforce your central idea and summarize the important parts. and what you want the audience to take away from your speech.
All right, thanks. So now I know how to make a conclusion. Okay, so I got my materials right here, but I don't know how I'm supposed to support them.
Okay, well, to support your ideas, you would want to make sure you use examples. An example is a specific case used to illustrate or represent a group of people, ideas, conditions, and experiences. You could use a brief example or a hypothetical example. Examples and supporting materials go hand in hand. A good speech should not be generalized and instead should have strong supporting materials in order to help you get your point across. You could also use statistics. A speech that is supported by statistics is usually more persuasive than an undocumented presentation. And having statistics can help the audience be more secure with your knowledge.
Okay.
Lastly, you could use a testimony in your speech. A testimony is quotations or paraphrases used to support your point. A testimony is good because having it gives personal perspectives on the topic.
All right. Hey, Isabella, it's Derek. Hey, I was just confused on my essay still. I was just wondering basically about you said something about audience.
You're going to want to think about your audience at every step of speech preparation and presentation. You need to choose your topic and set a goal. There is more leeway to talk about what matters of personal interest. If you're strongly opinionated or interested in a topic, it could help you.
All right, let me see.
Your specific purpose is what you want to say as well as what you want the audience to know at the end. This must not be too vague or general. Once you have your specific purpose, ask yourself if it meets the assignment requirements. Think about your audience and how they feel. You can gather information on them using audience analysis.
All right, so what is audience analysis? Thinking about experiences, beliefs, and knowledge. All right. So how do I do that?
You need to think about their age, religion, racial, ethnic, cultural background, gender, and sexual orientation.
Alright, so basically, I gotta gather the most important of those features and how they can impact my speech. But what if they are different? How do I keep it all on track?
Well, you need to avoid stereotyping or grouping everyone together in an oversimplified image, which you already know. Take the size of the audience, physical setting, and disposition of the audience toward the topic into account.
Alright, so stay away from stereotyping. Let me see. So how do I find out all of this information from them?
Well, you're going to want to ask them information about themselves so you can adapt to them. Take a survey.
That's when I first come in?
Ask them to raise their hand if you ask a question during your presentation. You also need to remember that you are going to have to adapt to your audience.
Okay, let me see. How do I do that?
Well, you're going to want to prepare your speech using their thoughts and beliefs instead of yours. Respond to your speech as if they would. During the speech, you'll want to keep an eye out for audience feedback and see how they react as you speak.
Alright, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Alright, thanks. See you tomorrow. I need help preparing my outline. What should I do?
So first, you will need to create a preparation outline which includes the title, specific purpose, central idea, introduction, main points, subpoints, connectives, conclusion, and bibliography of a speech.
Okay, well, what is a bibliography?
A bibliography is a list of all sources used in preparing a speech. It shows where you got your information.
Oh, okay, I see. I'll put it in.
Okay, and make sure to write full sentences legibly and briefly in your preparation outline.
Got it.
Okay, next, you will need to create a speaking outline.
Speaking outline, what's that?
It's a brief outline used to jog your memory during the presentation of a speech.
Oh, that's good. I won't forget what I'm going to say next.
Yes, and don't forget to use delivery cues on your outline. This helps you remember how you want to deliver key parts on the speech.
Okay. Alright, let's see. I'll use P for pause.
Perfect.
Great, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
it.